What's up, Roots? This is week 3 coming to you on video on Wednesdays. We miss you. We hope you're doing well. And every single week we miss you more and more and more. And with that comes absolute boredom that comes with quarantine. And some of us are just getting downright creative on how to fix this boredom. One of our leaders this past week got really creative. Y'all check this out.
Hey, what's up, guys? I hope you're having a good week. I have told Adara that tonight we're filming a challenge for y'all, but what she doesn't know is it's about to be a prank.
Tonight we've got a little bit of a challenge for you. It's going to be the marshmallow challenge. So we have got jumbo marshmallows, and Adara and I are going to take turns trying to see who can catch the most in their mouth. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh gosh!
1. Damn it. 5, 6, 7. Toys. Ah.
17.
17? 18. Woo! 18. Good. Set. Go.
Oh god! This is hard! There's no way. I'm gonna kill you. That's so gross!
While that is hilarious, be praying for Robert, because I think that his life is not as much threatened by coronavirus now than it is Adara. So pray for your leaders, okay? A few things before we get rolling back into the story of Joseph. If you have been wearing this shirt for the past month of March, but until we are free, we want to congratulate you. You made it 31 days wearing this shirt for people that are in slavery, that need our help. And I want to encourage you tonight, call the people that said that they were going to donate. I know that we're in a different circumstance now, but the people that we are giving money to, their circumstance haven't changed just because we are all in quarantine and because there's a pandemic. They are still living their lives in slavery and in bondage and where they shouldn't be, and they need our help. And so even if people cannot give you the full amount that they pledged before, I want to encourage you. Talk to your people, encourage them to give what they can give, and then get it to us so we can get it to the people that are continuing to help free slaves during this time, even during a quarantine, even during a pandemic. God is still moving to help free these people, and these shirts are what our motto is. Until they are free, we won't stop supporting, we won't stop moving. Even a global pandemic is not going to stop us from sending the support to them. So I want to encourage you, if you were someone who wore one of these shirts for 31 days and raised sponsorships, go and call and connect with your people and get that money in. If you need to know how to get that money into Roots or to the church, shoot us a message. You can give online and designate towards Speed the Light, or you can bring it in person and just write it on an envelope, Speed the Light. We'll send all of that money to our national office so that they can get the money to Free International to continue to help free people. So, back to the story of Joseph. Last week, we started talking about the story of Joseph and his coat of many colors, and how he came and he showed his coat that his dad gave him because he loved them so much to his brothers. And his brothers probably didn't take it so well, and we're going to continue that this week. But his dad gave him this coat because he wanted to show him and everyone else that he had favor on him, that he loved him, and that he was special and favored, right? So you never know how you're gonna react to some things until they happen to you, right? Just like Adara had no idea that Robert was gonna toss an egg that she thought was a marshmallow up in the air, and it was gonna break all over her, and she probably didn't know how she was gonna react to that until it happened, because she had no idea that it was coming. Something like this has happened to all of us in our lives at some point or another. Something happened to you in your life and you had never felt that way before, and you didn't really know how to react, and it took it happening to you to see how you're gonna actually react to it. Sometimes it's a shocking thing, sometimes it's a really good thing, and all of a sudden something crazy awesome happens to you that you weren't expecting, and some of us cry, some of us scream, some of us shut down because we don't know how to feel. But when things happen to us that we don't know that are coming, a lot of times it causes us to react in ways that we didn't know we could react. And this is especially true when something happens that hurts us deeply. And some of you have experienced this in your life when something happened to you that you weren't expecting that hurt you deeply. It caused you to react, right? Especially when you get hurt. And because we're all different people and because we're all wired differently, we react different ways to hurt. Some of us, like I said, just go to being alone. Some of us react in anger. Some of us want to punch back when we feel hurt because we don't want people to continue to hurt us. Some of us try to be kind and push back with kindness. We all react differently, but that's because we're all wired differently. But the same thing happens to all of us though. At one point in your life, you will experience hurt and it will cause a reaction inside of you. And it'll push you to question, what do I do next? And that's why we're talking about this. What do we do when we don't know what to do? So like we said last week, Joseph gets this coat of many colors that his dad gives him, and he goes and he prances around his brothers with his new shoes and his new shirt, and he said, Dad loves me, I want y'all to know. And at this point, last week, we had us, kind of questioning, what would you do if you were the brothers? How would you react? The story continues in Genesis 37:18. In verse 18, Joseph had been looking for his brothers. After he had told them about his coat of many colors, he went back out and he was searching for them, and a man directed him over there. And the Bible says in verse 18, it says, they saw him in the distance, and before he had reached them, they plotted to kill him, to kill him, to kill him. And despite the anger of all of the brothers, in the moment, one of the brothers had a conscience and stopped and slowed everybody down. In verse 21, he said this, when Reuben heard this, he tried to save him from them. He said, let's not take his life. Reuben also said to them, don't shed blood. Throw him into this pit in the wilderness, but don't lay a hand on him, intending to rescue him from them and return him to his father. So Reuben wanted to get him out of this. So the brothers listened to Reuben. They tear off this coat that signified his dad's love for him, and they take Joseph and they throw him into the pit. But unfortunately afterwards, they see a caravan of slave traders approaching them, and one of the brothers has another idea and says, let's sell him to the slave traders. And so they all get riled up and they're angry and they're reacting in this moment of being frustrated, and they decide to sell Joseph to these slave traders. And the other brothers are like, what are we gonna tell Dad? Like, we can't just get rid of him and not have a story for it. And so they take this coat of many colors, right? And they drip some animal blood on it, and they take it back to their father and they tell him, Joseph was killed by this wild animal. We're so sorry you lost your son. And they cover this up, at least for the meantime. I cannot imagine the amount of fear and despair and hurt and betrayal that Joseph felt in this moment. How dare your brothers take you because they're jealous, throw you into a pit, tell your dad that you died by a wild animal, and sell you into slavery. How would you feel in this moment? I would be so shocked, the most shocked of my entire life. Joseph does not know how to respond. This was very clearly a what do you do when you don't know what to do moment. He had no idea. And even though our hurt and our responses and our situation may be way different than our brothers taking us, throwing us into a pit, and selling us into slavery, we've all had painful moments that have caught us off guard and made us respond. So in Genesis 39, there are 5 incredible words that show up in the account of what happened in Joseph's lives. And this is what it says. The Lord was with Joseph. When all this craziness happened to Joseph, he could rely on one thing. And it's the same thing that me and you get to rely on when we don't know what to do. It's that God is with us. The Lord is with you, just like he was with Joseph. What do we do when we don't know what to do? We rely on the fact that God is with us, especially when we don't know what to do. If you've ever been in a situation in your life before, even right now where you feel like, God, what's going on? I have no idea how to respond to this. Maybe something's happened in your family and you're like, I don't know how to respond to this. God, I don't know how to feel about this. I have no control over it. What do I do? Maybe you've been hurt in a way that seems unrepairable and you feel like there's no way I'm coming back from this. There's no way this relationship heals from this. There's no way I can be this same person that I was before this. Know this truth. If you don't know what to do, God is with you. He is close to you in those moments. He promises he'll never leave you or forsake you. And if you don't know what to do, you can be sure of the fact that God is with you. And knowing that God is with you might not change the circumstance immediately that you're in. It might not send us back to our normal daily lives of going to school and hanging out with our friends and being back at work again and all this stuff just being gone, right? It might not change our surroundings, but it will change us. So some tips if you're in the moment and you don't know what to do, 2 things. 1, be real. Be real with yourself. Let yourself have those emotions. Let yourself process things and let God into those areas that you're thinking, that you're wondering, that you're questioning. Be real, be open with God and let him in. And number 2, remind yourself that he is here, that God is with you. When you feel alone, when you feel secluded, when you feel like there's no hope or that no one understands you, start to remind yourself in your head, God is with me. God is with me. God is with me. And tell yourself that over and over, because the truth is that he is, and he sticks so close. Your life is gonna be full of moments where you don't know what to do. It's gonna be full of moments where you're shocked and people or situations make you respond in ways because you're shocked. A lot of times life will throw an egg when you're expecting a marshmallow. But one thing that you can be sure of though is when you don't know what to do, God is with you. Don't forget that. Not only is God with you, but we are here for you as well. A few things are going to be changing over the next few weeks. We want to hear from you. We've been trying to do daily devotional videos to put it out, but we thought that it might be a good idea to bring you guys in on those things. So be looking for live devotionals starting this next Monday. We'll be on Instagram Live. We'll let you know when they're coming up. We're going to ask you guys to jump in on those with us, to interact with us, because we miss you. And if we can't be in the same building, we want to be able to at least converse with you wherever we can. We love you. We hope you have a great weekend. See you soon.